What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. All right, guys, we have just completed a live stream. Unfortunately, OBS decided to complete it on my behalf and kicked me out, and it was 4.5 hours. We had a blast. Thank you guys for joining me. Obviously, we're going to be doing the Game of Thrones live stream right now once I'm done this, and we have a lot to cover for what's going on in SLA. So get ready here, guys. A lot to talk about. So let's talk about, first off, the brand new unit, Esil. Okay, so I did summon for her A10. I did get her to A10. Just so you guys are aware, the fire team for the first boss, everyone's been asking this question, is she a requirement? So I'm going to be honest with you guys. Right now, the answer is no. She's not a requirement at all. Okay, I'm going to be real with you guys. She's not a requirement right now. So I'm on my free-to-play account. If you want to just watch my live stream, or if you missed it, you can go back and check it out anytime. I just completed the entire normal mode on free-to-play without any fire units whatsoever. I did full light team. It was not a problem. It was doable, and I got the job done. Okay, so it's absolutely doable as free-to-play for the full thing. Now, I will say this, though. Okay, I will say this. When it comes down to hard mode, it's going to be impossible. Like, I don't think we have a chance in hell to finish it as free-to-play players at the moment. But for now, I think that they're going to most likely make Esil a requirement to some extent. Now, this is all theory, right? And the reason why I say this is because I know for a fact, so you guys can just see here, here's the free-to-play fight. I used the Guild Spear, by the way, and I'll do a guide on all this for you guys later. I did the Guild Spear, and so free Guild Spear, free Golden Fox. Now, the thing with Esil is she currently is incomplete, right? They really don't have very good setup for her right now. So you're realistically going to be using her as an incomplete unit because she's built for Kanai. And this is coming from everyone who's done any form of leaks or has given us any form of information that's accurate. She should have been the second unit to come out. Kanai should have been the first. Kind of like Mirai Hansimi kind of situation, okay? But if you are planning to go for Kanai, and I think Kanai is going to be, of course, built for hard mode WOBL, and I think the light team is going to take a backseat to fire, to be honest, then you're going to probably want to go for her. And that's the honest truth, right? So you guys can see here I finished it. This is my free-to-play account. Very proud, because a lot of people think it wasn't possible, but full light team was able to finish it. We got it done, and it is doable. Now, as for Esil, where do you want to push her? How far do you want to push her? If you're free to play, the best place to stop for her is going to be A3, but let's be real. The only reason why I would stop at A3 is because you're looking to collect or you don't have enough resources and you're planning for the future. Because at this point, an A3 version of her will be able to help you beat normal mode and easy mode of the new WOBL, but when hard mode comes out, you're going to need A5 minimum. And this goes for anyone that you plan to main, right? So with Esil's sweet spot, A3 is where you want to stop for free to play if you plan to just use it for normal, and that's where your stopping point is going to be, and you're saving for Kanai or if you're going to save for Goto. But if you plan to push for hard mode, guys, A5 is a necessity. At this point, there's no ifs or buts about it. There's just too much power requirement behind it, and it's just way too hard to, it's way too hard to have the power to meet the requirements going forward unless you have A5s and up, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, another thing to also remember is that Kanai is going to be a Miri type unit, all right? So if you are looking for a Miri type unit and you don't have a good Miri and you want to build a fire team, then that's probably who you're going to want to go for, okay? So in regards to Esil, that's the case. Now, a lot of you guys are going to ask, what's the best build for her? As usual, the best build is, because she's a breaker, I went full greed, and I find that worked really well. Let me just quickly go show you guys kind of the build that I worked with here. Give me a second. So this is it right here. So I went full AP's greed for her. The attack, like, you guys can always check what she needs. Attack, additional attack, defense, penetration, right? So the thing with the fire team, of course, is they are defense pen. Now, the one thing that makes these guys very, very powerful is the first boss. The first boss specifically has a buff that does pure defense up, and this is why they're so impressive in this specific fight. Okay, only in this specific fight where you see this difference. Now, when it comes down to breaking power, we tested her and Emma, okay, and she breaks faster than Emma for sure. And I pushed her to A11 at this point just to kind of see how she did. So once we did push her to A11, we found that she definitely did break faster than Emma. Okay, so that almost a whole 10 seconds worth. So definitely a faster breaker than Emma for sure, especially in WOBL. Now remember, her kit, of course, does give her 24% more advantage in WOBL, so that's a given. She should be a better breaker than Emma in this. But in regards to being a better breaker than Gun He, actually Gun He breaks much faster than her. Gunhee pretty much shred the entire bar of every single boss very, very quickly, and is still considered the best breaker in this whole place for sure. So unless there's more of these defense up options, you guys can see that defense up right there, right? Unless more of these exist on the upcoming bosses, then the fire team isn't going to be a requirement, but I feel like what they're going to end up doing is they're going to do either one of two things. And again, this is a theory of mine. They're going to either add defense up on every other boss going forward, so defense pen becomes a requirement, so hence the fire team is better, or, hear me out, this is another option, and I'm not giving them ideas, but if they're going to do this, they would have done it. They might do like, you know how Luxus does alternate elements, where he can like switch elements of what hurts him? Imagine some of the bosses start doing that, where it's like halfway it's fire, halfway it's light. Who knows, right? They may want you to mix it up, maybe they don't. I don't know. These are just guesses, of course, on my end, right? But when it comes down to Esil, at the moment, she's not a requirement. By no means is she a requirement. Okay, again, as a free-to-play player, I was able to finish this whole thing by myself with all light team. My team pretty much the entire time was Gunhee, Thomas, and Min. Got the job done. All right. Did I need the pull to get the job done for any of the SJW fights? No, absolutely not. The only thing I needed was the Guild Spear and the free event weapon, the Golden Tail Fox. All right, my Guild Spear is almost 810. I'm 5 away from 810. So able to do it. Now, like I said, I'll be honest. I will not be able to do hard mode. I'm not even going to think about it. It's not even a question at this point. When it comes out to free to play, pay to win for sure, it'll be no problem. Hard mode will be done with ease. But for free to play, I'm telling all free to play players now, hard mode is going to be a whole different level. Like Baron hard mode was something, and it was fun, but it wasn't insane. Okay, but when it comes down to actual hard mode, I think the crazy part is going to be that fire team is going to overshadow light by far, and Esil and Kanai will be the ones to lead that charge. Okay, and I think as a backup here, I think either Gina or Yusuyun will be the backup. Okay, so it'll be Kanai, Esil, either Yusuyun, or it's going to end up being what's her name, Gina, right? So that's the team setup. I think that's going to go forward. So do you want to pull for Esil? I'm going to say it's up to you guys. Is she a requirement now? Absolutely not. Can definitely finish it as free to play or pay to win with all light team. I was proof on both sides. I did it on pay to win, did it on free to play. Okay, but when hard mode does come out, I do think she will definitely play a major role in people completing it versus not completing it. And again, this is an absolute guess on my part. I don't know if that's going to be true or not. So don't take my word for it. I'm just giving my thoughts and my theories. But if we're talking about right now, as of right now, honestly, skippable for now. The closer we get to the actual banner, then we'll know. So I don't know how long that banner, I think this banner is 2 weeks only, right? Oh, 41 days, bro. 41 days. Oh, you got plenty of time to think about this shit. I thought it was a 2-week thing. Oh, don't even worry about it for now. Yeah, don't even worry about this. You're good. Yeah, just take your time. Until hard mode comes out, which I think is not coming out till the next patch, I really hope that they're not waiting 41 days to release Kanai. That will be some crazy shit. Yo, if we have to wait 41 days for her, I might lose my mind. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not gonna summon. I'm personally my free to play. I'm not gonna summon for her. I'm going to hold off. I'm gonna wait till Kanai comes out. I'm gonna check her kit, and I'm gonna pray that Kanai can function on her own with some support from other elements. We got a lot of good universal supports out there. Min, Meilin, Isla, etc. Right? So Gina is another really good support. So even though a lot of the leaks are saying that Esil is built for Kanai, I'm hoping that other ones will be good enough to supplement that role, and Kanai will function perfectly fine without her. Anyways, guys, that's my take on it. In terms of data, her damage is pretty good. She's very squishy. She doesn't break as fast as Gunhee. She is definitely a better breaker than Emma, so she's definitely the best fire breaker, in WOBL specifically. And yes, in the first boss, the fire team absolutely melts the first boss in comparison to light team. It's not even a question. Like, when we did the fight on pay to win, I had almost 2 minutes left, or a minute and a half left with fire team, and like 45 seconds left or 40 seconds left with light team. So the first boss, which is the toughest boss in my opinion in this whole place, is definitely eaten alive by the fire team. So if you're struggling and you want to get past the first boss, the fire team will do better. But remember, Esil herself is not enough. You do need to have some other pieces. So having Yusa-Yun, for example, and having Gina or someone like that to help along the way. But again, I was able to do everything on normal mode as light team with no problems. So take that as you will. All right, folks, this is Payne. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are about her and what you plan to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.